friends? Sleepy here, and welcome to the episode of the weekly playlist. First off, I do want to apologize that this video is a couple weeks late. I actually wanted to get this filmed and uploaded by December 27th, that Friday. This is supposed to be my final episode of the weekly playlist for 2019, and unfortunately, I just did not have time. With Christmas was crazy, New Year's, working, family stuff, just did not have time. So, finally getting this video filmed and uploaded here on January 6th. So, just a couple weeks late. So I'm just going to go over basically the games I've been playing these last couple weeks. And I have been playing a lot of PlayStation 2, and actually recently started playing on my PlayStation Portable, the PSP. Got a new battery for that for Christmas, and so I can finally play it again. I also found a box of my PSP games, and so I got a bunch of that collection here, and I want to start playing through some of those. Of course, in this series, as always, I share with you guys my thoughts and opinions on the games I play. Of course, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on the games I share with you today. I'd also like to hear what games you guys have been playing. And if you have a suggestion on how to think I should check out, let me know, because you guys always recommend really fun titles, and I have discovered some great games thanks to your guys' recommendations. And I also enjoy chatting with you guys in the comment section, talking about games and stuff. It's always cool, so I really appreciate anybody that comments. Love hearing from you guys. So we'll start off here with PlayStation 2. This is one I have been playing a lot, and I have been talking about it a lot, and that is Tokyo Extreme Racer 3. During right around after Christmas time, I've gotten a lot further in this game. I actually finally beat Tokyo, and I beat that stupid boss in the area. I can't remember her name now, but she was a real annoying bitch. It was really tough, but I finally defeated her, and then I was able to move on to that next area, Osaka, and I went through and defeated that area's boss, and then I went to the third area, which was that one. Let me look up the name of it now. Nagoya. Beat that area. That was a crazy and intense boss battle. It started off with one guy, then he pulled in a second guy, and I had to race two at once. Then after I beat those one, then I had a third one jumped in and beat that one, and then finally the main boss showed up in the fourth one, and I beat him. And that's really unique and really awesome about that battle is you only have that one SP health bar to go through all four racers. Like, yours doesn't replenish. When the new racer comes, they have a whole new bar, and you have to race through it. And with your health bar, you only have that one health bar. It does not replenish between the racers that attack you. So it was a little intense, and my bar got down to about halfway, and I was really feeling it with that dude because he was right in my ass and was real close, and I was trying to make sure I didn't make any mistakes, but I actually defeated all four of those guys with one health bar and on the first try too. So it was absolutely amazing feeling, but it was a little intense there. I was a little nervous there right at the end. I'm like, damn it, I don't want to freaking hit a car, run into a car, and screw the race up and have to do this all over again, because this is a pretty intense battle. But I really enjoyed it. It was really awesome, and just was a great way to end that first portion of the game. Definitely recommend you guys check out Tokyo Extreme Racer 3. This is the best one in the series that I've played, and it's just absolutely amazing. If you only ever want to play just one game in the series, because there are several released for the PS2, there's some for the Dreamcast, there's also the newest one for the Xbox 360, but if you're looking for just one to try out to get you into the series, highly recommend Tokyo Extreme Racer 3 for the PS2. It's a pretty cheap title. Get this for like $4 or $5, $10 online. In my area, they always sell these for like $4 or $5 when you can find it, but it's a really fun game. I really like that there's more than one area to race in. You have Tokyo, then you also have Osaka, and you have that Nagoya. So you have 3 different cities to race in, but then they also have more tracks within each city. So there's over 200 miles, so that's like the most compared to the older games in the Tokyo Extreme Racer series. You also have 600 rivals, which the one that was released before this serial only had 400, so this has 200 more. So 600 guys to defeat in the game, which is awesome. I currently have almost 200 of the rivals defeated now, which is great. Absolutely loving it. Whole idea of this is street racing. You want to take over the highways of Tokyo and become the #1 racer. So when you're running around the tracks, there are NPC computers, traffic, mostly just like taxi vans driving around, but you will find your rivals in which they will have a big R above their head, and they will be blue if you've never raced them before. If they defeated you or you had a draw, they'll be red. If you beat them, they will be green, and that lets you know what enemies you've defeated. And a tip that I do want to let you know is you can re-race enemies as many times as you want if you've defeated them to earn extra money, because every time you win a race, or even if you lose the race, you earn credits, and you use that credits to buy new cars and to buy upgrades for your car. Because when you start off this game, you have a crappy car and it's not tuned at all, it's not upgraded at all, and the enemies can be really strong with their cars and tough. And until you get upgraded and grind a little bit, you're going to have a difficult time with the racers. But once you get your car upgraded, they'll start becoming a little easier. And eventually, you'll have to buy a new car like I did, because I started out with a Mitsubishi FTO, and then I upgraded to my Mitsubishi GTO, which is a twin turbo car. And that thing has been amazing for me. And I have been smoking the competition ever since I beat that first boss. And now I'm starting to get to a little difficult part where their cars are getting a little harder, but I have saved up a lot of money, so it's probably about time to buy a new car, because I almost have this one maxed out. But it has been a very good car for me, and absolutely loving it, and it's just having a blast with it. Definitely think you guys should check out Tokyo Extreme Racer 3, though. It is fun, and it is very addictive. Basically it's a racing RPG. It's grindy. If that's something that it sounds like it'd be fun to you, I definitely would suggest, because you can get just tons and tons of hours of entertainment out of this, and it's just relaxing, racing around the streets at night. The music is interesting. There are better music in the previous games, but it's still overall a really good title. I think you guys definitely should give this one a try. Love Tokyo Extreme Racer 3. Definitely going to be playing a lot of this again in 2020 here. Next up, another game here for PlayStation 2. I wanted to actually go back here and complete it, and that is Champions Return to Arms, which this is an amazing game. This is a top-down action RPG, so this is similar to like the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, with the top-down. This is a sequel. The original one, Champions of Norath, is the first game, and this takes place right after it, Champions Return to Arms. And the one thing that I really liked about this one is you can choose to be either on the good side or the evil side, where in most of these kind of games, you're only playing the good side and that's it. So this actually has two different stories to play through, either the good side or the evil side. I'm currently playing through the good side, and there also are side missions and some extra side quests and stuff that you can do in this game. And I actually found my strategy guide for this, and I've been using that to find all the secrets in the game, because there are a lot of stuff you can miss. So I do like having that strategy guide. It does come in very handy, and you can play as several different races. You can play as different kind of characters. I love playing as a mage, a wizard. I've always been a magic user. My dad's the same way. He's kind of one that got me into wizards and mages and stuff, so I've always liked playing as a magic character. Now, they can be a little difficult to play in these kind of games because they're not strong in melee. You gotta have strong magic attacks, and you have to be stocked up on mana potions, because without mana potions, your wizard, your mage is going to be killed, because you're not good at fighting melee damage like a berserker or a warrior type class is. But it's a really, really fun game, and I'm now at the very end. I'm just currently working on doing some of the side quests before I beat the main boss, and one of them is really difficult. Is you have to go through and free prisoners and fight these skeletons and these slug bosses with no armor on, no magical powers, no weapons or anything, and you have to free like 20 of these souls and these different various monsters. And all you have to use is either your fists, which are pretty much useless against skeletons, or you have these little explosive barrels that you have to time it, and there's only so many barrels and stuff. And I actually got pretty far in that and then made a mistake and ran into the wrong room at the wrong time and got surrounded by enemies and died. So it was a little disappointing. But this is what I'm having a blast with, and I should have this beat here within the next month or so. But I definitely think you guys should check it out, especially if you've played Champions of Norath, or you've played any of the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance games on either the Xbox or PS2 or GameCube. This plays just like it. It's really fun. You can play up to 4 people on one console if you have the multi-tap, and it's definitely worth playing. You used to be able to play this online. I don't even know if you can still go online and play it, but you could easily get like 100 hours or more gameplay out of this game. It is awesome and it's really fun, especially if you're going to go through and play as a good side and then go back through the evil, which I think I'm going to do that after I beat this with the good side. I will go through and beat with the good side. But you do have 7 races and 7 different classes, and the new one has these berserkers and then these lizard shamans, but they also added these cat dudes, which are pretty cool. You can make a tiger or a panther or something, which is awesome. Always cool to have new races and stuff. But I definitely think you guys should check out Champions Return to Arms. Such a fantastic game, and I'm looking forward to beating this one. Last PS2 game, I had never played this one before. I bought this cheap, just thought it would look like a little fun racing game, and it is really fun, and that is Gadget Racers. And you have these cutesy little looking cars, but they are based off of realistic cars. There's over 120 cars in it, which I did not realize. And 100 over 100 cars, over 120 parts that you can add for your car to like swim through water, add like a siren to the top. You can add fins, all kinds of weird stuff to customize it. And when I first started playing, I just thought of it as like just a simple, it was like going to be like a simple budget title, but there's actually some thought that goes into this. You really have to tune your vehicle to stay competitive, and it is just really fun. It's a really cheap game, and I had a lot of fun with this. I played about 2 hours of this and got a couple of different races done. There's some qualifying schools you can do to get different licenses to qualify for higher races, and then you can unlock different body styles for your vehicle, and you can keep upgrading your vehicle to make it more competitive. And so it was a lot more involved than I thought this game. I thought this was just gonna be one of these quick little budget, little fun racing around, and there's quite a bit of detail to this game. And like I said, it's a cheap game too. This Gadget Rangers, I think I got it for like $1 or $2 here at one of my local stores. But it's a really, really fun racing game. So this is definitely another one that I want to put in through the rotation. And that's what I'm loving about the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1. I love going back and discovering these old games that I never even knew about. I've got a bunch of those kind of games in my collection I have never played yet. And so, I'm starting to pick up some random ones, pop them in, play it a little bit, see if I like it or not. If I don't like it, I'll just put it away. But there's some like this Gadget Racers, I pop it in and, it just piques my interest and I love it. So if you're a fan of racing games, give this one a chance. There's a lot more to it than just simple racing. There is the extra tuning, there is handling, which the controls too, I know, did notice were really done well on this. You have to control the car well. You can't go crazy because you can make your car spin out if you don't turn the right way, and it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you learn how to control the vehicle properly, you'll have a lot of fun. And these races are awesome, and the music is really cool too, and all the unique little vehicles that you can find. And it does say that there's over 97 different courses to race on, so quite an involved game that I thought was going to be a simple little budget title. Definitely one of these games I think you should check out if you're a fan of racing games. So having a lot of fun with Gadget Racers. And now the last game here is the one I've been playing on the PSP. So happy I finally got a new battery for one of my PSPs. I have a 1000 and a 2000 model. I found a battery for the 1000. I got that for Christmas. And I wanted to start playing some PSP games because I now have some of my PSP collection. I found one of the boxes when I was reorganizing the games I have in storage, took it home and saw some games, and this one was on the top, and it's one I've always wanted to play, I just never did, and that was Untold Legends Brotherhood of the Blade. So now this game plays just like the Baldur's Gate type of games. You have the top-down action RPG game, and it's a very fun title I'm playing so far. You have 4 different characters that you can play as. Now there's this female alchemist. I know there's a druid, and I can't remember what the other 2 are. You can name the character and you can change the stats, but they're kind of like set to what they are. So this really isn't like one where the other ones where you're making the character completely your own. You have to kind of play with the characters they already have for you. But it's a really fun game, and this one you can actually play with up to 4 players wirelessly. If you had 4 PSPs and 4 copies of the game, you can actually play this multiplayer together, which is really cool because I actually have 2 copies of this game. I got one as a gift from my brother, and I had bought one, and I actually have 2 PSPs, so I do plan to have my one buddy Jeff come over sometime, and we can actually play this co-op each on our own PSP, so that'll be really fun to play. Has really decent graphics for the PSP, and it's a fun title. You have all your classic kind of monsters, your skeletons, your mages, pigmen. You have bear guys, all kinds of unique stuff. It has a really good story, and I really like the music, and I like the detail and the huge variety of weapons and stuff, especially for a PSP game, you know. And it doesn't have too bad of loading times. You know, sometimes some of the PSP games, you know, it takes forever to load. It has a little bit of loading, but it's not like horrible or anything. And it's just a fun game. I also have the sequel to this, but I want to beat this one first before I move into it. And you know, I've got a huge stack of PSP games I want to go through, so I'm gonna start playing some more PSP titles this year because I didn't really play any in 2019 at all, just because I haven't had a new battery, and you know I've had to keep the PSP plugged in, and if it accidentally got moved a little bit, and you know it could shut the game off on you, and that always irritated me. So now having it being mobile again, you know I can take it with me on the go, riding the bus or waiting in the car or something, and I'm picking up somebody. You know you can take it with you and have fun with it. So that's what I like about it, and it's definitely one. If you've got a PSP, highly recommend it. And I don't know how much these are currently selling for because I bought this game a long time ago, but I couldn't see this being more than like a 10, 15, maybe $20 game at most. Like I can see I have the old tag here. I paid $3 for this many years ago, but it's a really, really fun game. Great story, and I think you guys should check it out. So, you know, we'll, like I always do, you know, do the quick recap. You know, I talked about Tokyo Extreme Racer 3. I finally uh, beat those 3 areas, and now that I beat those, which I didn't mention, is I can choose to race on any of those 3 cities, and I've unlocked more tracks in each city, and a whole bunch of new rivals, new wanderers, new bosses have all started roaming the streets, which is awesome, but they are also getting a lot harder. But I've just been addicted to this game. I've been playing it for months, and I just can't get enough of it. So I definitely will be playing more of it here in 2020. Definitely one I recommend. I also talked about Champions of Norath. Very fun top-down action RPG. Highly recommend this one for the PlayStation 2. I do recommend, though, if you've not played Champions of Norath, the first game, play that one before you play the second one, because this continues the story of that one. So jumping into this one, you know, you're missing like half the game. So definitely get that first one, beat it, then come to play this one. Very fun game because it does add a couple new characters you can play as, and you can play this 4-player co-op, which is a really fun game. I also talked about Gadget Racers. It was a racing game I was really surprised by. I got it for like $1 or $2, just figured it'd be a budget title, and it turned out to be really fun, really in-depth. There's a lot of customization, a lot of different body styles. There's over 97 courses to race on, over 100 cars to choose from, and it's just a fun little game that I think you guys should check out, and it should be fairly cheap. And then, of course, we talked for PSP, Untold Legends, Brotherhood of the Blade, another top-down action RPG. Absolutely love these kind of games. Fun hack and slash adventure, has a great story. I like the magic system. I like all the weapons and loot. I like the enemies. There's a nice variety, and it's a really fun game. I definitely suggest you guys check it out. So let me know if you guys have played any of these 4 games. I would also love to hear what games you guys have been playing. And if you have a suggestion of a game you think I should play, let me know. But that'll basically wrap me up for 2019. I had an absolute blast doing this series. I love discussing the games with you guys. I love chatting with everybody who comments, talks about the games you've been playing, talk about the games I'm playing. I love the suggestions you guys have been doing. I've had just an absolute fun time with this weekly playlist series that I started last February, and I do plan to continue it here in 2020. I do. We'll let you guys know I am still planning to have my Christmas contest. That was another one I wanted to have it again in December, and again here it is getting bumped into January just because of time constraints. I do have a game I think you guys will really like as the prize, so I should hopefully get that uploaded here within the next week or so, and I'll give you guys all the details on that. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care, have an amazing day, and Sleepy, we'll see you guys next time.